The person who helps because it is their obligation to do so helps because it is required of them morally, not because they simply want to. And the reason that Kant wants to focus on this distinction is that if we focus on wanting, wanting is contingent. Wanting is dependent on me. Because there might be some people who don't want to help, who look at somebody in need and suffering and says, what's in it for me? I don't fucking care. I don't want to help you, and I'm not going to. So they don't help. Now, does that mean that helping is not required of that person? No. It just means they're an asshole. So, you know, Kant wants to try and remove contingency from ethics. Because if ethics is just contingent upon what I want to do, well, then lots of people won't do anything all the time. Because indeed, we can look at the world and we can often find examples of really, really terrible people that do really awful things all the time. But that doesn't mean morality doesn't exist. It just means there's a lot of really stupid people and bad people in the world. But the obligation to be a good person and to be a moral person doesn't stop existing simply because lots of people don't do good things, right? So this is a difference between that morality is not contingent for Kant. Morality is necessary. Wanting is contingent, and morality cannot be based upon wanting, right? And so Kant is trying to remove the contingency from ethics. So our obligations to be moral exist regardless of us. It has nothing to do with me or you. The morality exists objectively, metaphysically. Morality exists for Kant, and that's an important distinction, right? And so, anyways, if you look at what so when I talk about Korsgaard, I encourage you to read her introduction. Korsgaard says, quote, "The reason his action, the naturally sympathetic person, lacks moral worth is not that he wants to help only because it pleases him. The reason his action lacks moral worth is that he chooses to help only because he wants to. He allows himself to be guided by his desires in the selection of his ends." So he's allowing his wanting there to dictate what he should do, not his reason. And it's our reason that needs to guide us in the choice of the things we should do, not our wants, because our wants are contingent. Our wants might not show up sometimes, but that doesn't mean that we're not obligated to do those things. So that's the crucial distinction. Helping because it is required to help versus helping because we want to help. And again, there's another term that appears in today's reading, and it is a maxim. The question is, what is my maxim for helping? M-A-X-I-M. And the moral maxim is to help because it is my duty and my obligation to help. Not the immoral. It's not, so wanting to help is not an immoral maxim. Wanting to help would be it's not immoral, but it's not moral. It's somewhere in between, because you're still helping. You're still doing the good thing and the right thing, but you're not doing it for the right reason. So it's not immoral because you're still helping. The person who turns his back and says, I'm not helping, that's the immoral person. So there's a distinction here. There's a difference between acting from inclination and acting from duty. And acting from duty is doing it because it is required of you. Anyways, that's all I have for today. This ran a little long. I hope this is helpful in the first reading. And if you have any questions about the class, please let me know.